Hey bikers, thanks for tuning in to another Bikerman video. Today I'm in the garage. We've got 20 some degree weather outside and I wanted to take the opportunity to do a handlebar upgrade on my Trek 6000. I love this bike, it's great, but the bars that came with it are a little bit more flat, and I find myself leaning over quite a bit, especially on longer rides where I'm riding to the mountain biking trails. If I'm riding 25 or 30 miles, I start to get a little discomfort in my lower back. And also with these flat grips, I start to feel a little bit in my wrists. So I went down the rabbit hole a little bit trying to figure out what bars would work best for me, and I thought it might be helpful to actually put a video together in case you're thinking about switching out bars, because there's quite a few things that I didn't think about with the design and the measurements and all of that. So hopefully you find this video helpful. If not, hopefully you just enjoy watching a dude take off handlebars and put them back on his bike. Thanks for tuning in. See you out there. Okay bikers, before I start tearing this thing down, I wanted to go through a couple of the things to think about when you're buying new bars. Now, these are things that I didn't necessarily think about. I might have had an idea of a couple of the things, but the names, the measurements, and all these sorts of things were a little bit new to me. So I just wanted to put this stuff on your radar if you are thinking about doing this, because it's very hard, at least for me, to buy or to shop for handlebars in a store. You might go to a bike shop and they might have a couple of drop bar options, but they don't have a wall full of handlebars that you can go through and kind of hold them and feel them and see what works for you. So I think a lot of us are gonna have to shop for this kind of thing online, but hopefully this will help you make that decision a little bit easier and know sort of what you're looking for. So first things first, you wanna find a handlebar that's going to fit your current bike. So your stem is going to fit a particular diameter of handlebar. So that's where you want to start. Search all the bars that will fit that diameter. I think a lot of the bikes will actually say it on the stem, but you could also usually find out online. There's a lot of great resources for like having the measurements of each particular model of bike. So that's the first thing, that's the place where I started. The next thing that you'll want to know is, are the width of your bars or the length of your bars right for what you're wanting to do? Now for me, the length of the bars is right on, because when I'm riding single track mountain biking trails, there's a lot of the ones here are wooded. So there are a lot of trees and I'm riding in sometimes tight spaces, so I don't want super wide bars. But some people might. It depends on what your average ride is looking like. Okay, so those are the first two things that you want. Next, there's a thing called the rise. Okay, now the rise is how far up your bars come from the middle of the bar. So these ones you can see are somewhat flat, but they make completely flat handlebars, and then the rise will be how far up the bar rises up. Okay. And the last thing, and I'm going to actually demonstrate this with my new bars, is the sweep. Now, where the rise is how high the bar goes, the sweep is how far back it will go. And hopefully you can see that these have like a curved bend coming back. So as you're sitting on the bike, it brings the bar either more towards your body or more away from your body, depending on the sweep. So for me, I wanted something somewhat similar to what I've got here. As far as the width or length is concerned, I wanted something with a little bit more rise, just so that I could sit up a little bit, and a little bit more sweep so I could sit back a little bit. And I'm hoping that on those 25 or 30 mile rides where I'm riding to the trail and then riding the mountain and then riding the dirt, that this will make me that much more comfortable. Personally, I'm not a big fan of putting my bike on the back of a car. I'll do it if I have to, but I'd prefer to get those miles in. A lot of times it's street or cement paved trails. Go ride the trails and then ride home. So I just want to be that much more comfortable, and especially as I'm getting older, I want to be riding for as long as possible. So I want to try to protect my body if I can. So those are the things to think about if you're trying to pick some up. And other than that, I think I'm going to get started breaking this thing down. And hey y'all, before I started that reinstall, I just wanted to kind of do sort of a before and after so you can get an idea of the sorts of things that I'm talking about. So the new bar is the one that's on top. So you can see the rise is going up here, whereas my old bars are a little bit more flat. The width is pretty similar. There's a little bit wider, but nothing that's too crazy. And then I'll turn again. You can kind of see there's a little bit more sweep on the new bar. I'm hoping just enough to make me that much more comfortable. So I just wanted to demonstrate those side by side a little bit easier without all the distractions of the bike and the brake lines and everything. Now, something else I did was I got some more ergonomic grips. I don't know if I'm self-confident enough to put those big ergonomic grips on. I've got a like self-conscious dork meter. I'm just not quite ready for that yet. But these ones are similar to my old grips, just a little bit fatter. So I'm hopefully when I'm squeezing down, I don't know if you can see those there on the camera. They're BW Ergo Lock grips. I think they were $9.99 on Amazon, but I figured I'd test them out, at least see if they make me a little bit more comfortable. We'll see how they go. So we'll put these on real quick. You guys put lube on your shifters or anything that's on your handlebars? It's freaking, I know, I'm sure there's dogma either way on it. Some people do it, some people don't, I'm sure, and everybody's really passionate about it either way. I didn't see anything on these ones, so I figured they didn't do it out of the factory. I don't think I'm going to do it for the new ones, but let me know your guys' thoughts on that. All right. Got a little tight. I think it's time to get it off the stand and see how this is feeling. Obviously, got to tighten up these grips. I want to make sure everything's in the right position first. Okay. Halfway through my first ride with the new bars, 7 or 8 miles in. So far, riding here on the street, totally what I wanted. I feel more upright, I feel higher, and
Sounds weird, but I feel faster. So on the street, total plus, love it. On the dirt, it's gonna take a little getting used to for kind of the same reasons. You feel higher, you feel further away from your bike, you don't have the sensitivity that you're used to, so I've had to put my foot down a couple more times than I normally would. These are my local trails that I know them pretty well. But still, I still feel more comfortable overall. So I think it'll just take some time until I feel like I'm like a part of my bike again on these trails. So far so good. Thanks for tuning in. Hey bikers, just got back from the second half of that ride, and the first full ride with the new bars on there, and so far so good. Like I said, on the street, definitely a game changer. Today was about 15 miles, so we'll have to see how those 30-mile rides go, but I can already tell that my posture feels better, no soreness. I just feel faster also, which is kind of weird. But again, the trails got better as I went along, so I'm hoping that as time goes on, I'll get a little bit more comfortable with where I'm sitting on the bike and how I'm feeling the dirt and the bumps and all of that kind of thing. But so far so good. I'm excited to get out and try it again. And yeah, thanks for tuning into the video today. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you out there.